Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to get started with intermittent fasting. So the first thing I want you guys to understand is, our whole goal here is to build up your fasting fitness levels. So if you're not used to fasting, years ago I would have a protein shake at night before I went to bed at like 10 or 11 o'clock. I'd wake up at 6 a.m. and I had to eat like this big bowl of Quaker oatmeal squares or something like that with peanuts on it and skim milk and protein powder. It was like I always had to eat, and the idea of going more than 8 hours without food was like scary to me. Okay, I had no fasting fitness. However, today I regularly go 24 hours without food. Okay, it's very easy, simple for me overall, and that's because I built up my fasting fitness. My fasting musculature is well developed, and it's developed because I've trained it that way. Now, my goal here with this video is to teach you how to gently, safely, and effectively build up your fasting fitness level. So you start with what we call the simple fast, which is 12 hours, and overnight is really ideal with this. So you finish dinner, let's say 7 o'clock. You wouldn't eat anything with calories till 7 a.m. the next morning. So at night, what can you do? You can drink water. You can drink herbal tea if you like. You can flavor your water, and we'll talk about some other strategies later on in future videos. But basically, you're just not consuming anything with calories until 7 a.m. the next day, okay? So that's the simple fast, right? When you wake up in the morning, you drink 8 to 16 ounces or more of water. So all of us are dehydrated when we wake up in the morning. So we've been breathing out water vapor. It's important that we rehydrate the body. A lot of times people will experience what they think is hunger, but it's actually thirst. A lot of people tell me, well, I'm so hungry when I wake up in the morning. But it's actually their body crying for water. They actually want water. When they drink 16 ounces or 32 ounces of water, the hunger goes away, they feel more energized, their brain functions better, and oftentimes that alone can help save off hunger and the desire to eat or the need to eat for several hours, okay? And so the first thing I always ask you to do is to master the simple fast. Make that just a regular part of your lifestyle. You don't even have to think about it, that you're going 12 hours between your last meal and your first meal, okay? Then, once we've mastered that, and it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, right, to master each stage. So once we master that, then we can move to what we call the brunch fast. And the brunch fast, for many people, as they start to do the simple fast with the water, they're already doing a brunch fast. But if you're not, you move into the brunch fast, which is basically 14 hours between your last meal and your first meal. So if you finish dinner at 7 p.m., then you are waiting until 9 a.m. the next morning before consuming anything with anything with calories. And so that would be the brunch fast, 14 hours. So once you master the brunch fast, you're like, you know what, this is no problem, it's easy for me. I just drink water when I wake up in the morning, I'm not hungry, I eat around mid-morning. Once you're able to do that, then if you feel like it, again, I'm not trying to be dogmatic here, you go off of your own intuition and what you feel like is gonna work best for you, then you can move into what we call the cycle fast. And the cycle fast is where you go 16 hours between your last meal and your first meal, but you only do it 3 times a week. So you schedule it out. So basically you're gonna miss a meal now at this point. So these fasts, you're not missing meals, okay? In the cycle fast, you are actually missing a meal, but you're only doing it 3 times a week. So for most people, they feel like breakfast is the easiest meal to miss. Now you could do dinner. So if you did breakfast and lunch and then you fasted through dinner, totally fine. What I find is that most people, especially when they first get started with fasting, they sleep better at night when they're more well satiated. So if they try to fast through dinner in the beginning, they don't sleep as well that night, okay? Now, you may be different, it may not affect you that way, but I tend to lean towards trying to fast in the morning, doing more of a breakfast fast. The other element is that dinner tends to be more of a social meal, so it can be harder to fast when you're engaged with people socially, whereas breakfast is usually on the go or something quick, and it can be easier to fast. And also earlier in the day is the best time to really super hydrate your body, drinking a lot of water, okay? It's the best time to do it, and you wanna really rehydrate your body, and that can help prevent hunger and hunger waves and help you prolong the fast. So basically a cycle fast, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't eat breakfast, and I wait until 12 o'clock or so before I consume my meals, okay? That would be an example of a cycle fast, but I'm only doing it 3 times a week, all right? So that's the cycle fast. Once you got the cycle fast down, you're like, okay, this is not that hard. I can do this. Then a next stage would be what we call the strong fast, which is roughly 16 to 18 hours on a daily basis. Now, again, if you have if you're fasting through breakfast typically, and then it's Saturday morning and you want to have breakfast with your family, great, go for it, okay? But this just means in general, most days of the week, you are fasting for 16 to 18 hours. So you're always missing one meal. Again, it could be breakfast, it could be dinner, depends on what works best for your schedule and what you do, what you like to do. For me, I can't remember the last time I ate breakfast. I don't eat breakfast, I just fast through that. And then a few days a week, I'll oftentimes fast through dinner as well. So for me, some food around middle of the day or like 2 o'clock or so tends to work best on my fasting strategy. But and then on days when I exercise real high intensity, I'll often eat dinner. Days that I don't exercise, I may eat dinner, I may not, right? It depends on how good I feel and if I feel like I really want to fast. So you'll just develop an intuition for it. But the 16 to 18 hour fast, we call that the strong fast. That's when your body's really starting to ramp up what we call autophagy, breaking down these old decaying cells, forming new healthy cells. We're stimulating certain hormones like human growth hormone to enhance genetic repair, to preserve lean body mass. So the strong fast, 16 to 18 hours. Once you master that, okay, then you can move into the warrior fast. And the warrior fast is really named after ancient warriors. So like, for example, the Spartans in Greece, they were renowned for their resiliency to stress, their training, their physique. They were an incredible army, and they were featured in the movie 300, if you've seen that. And these people would typically fast all day and then just feast in the evening, right? They would feast, with their whole culture and their families and whatnot, and typically have just like a really long, big feast at the end of the day that sometimes would be 2 to 4 hours long while they were, eating and enjoying each other's company. And this is called the warrior fast, 20 to 24 hours, okay? And now your body's ramping up even more human growth hormone, even more autophagy, rebuilding new healthy cells, increasing the amount of mitochondria. You're stimulating a lot of ketones at this point. If you can go that long without food and feel good throughout the day, you're gonna be stimulating a lot of ketones, okay? That's key. So one way that you can actually see when you're ready to progress is we actually have the fasting strength quiz. So be sure to check that out, the questionnaire. Fill that out, and that will help you understand, are you ready to progress to the next stage of fasting, or should you stay where you're at right now, or maybe even backtrack and master the stage before it, okay? Like, I wouldn't want to move to a warrior fast until I felt really good on the strong fast. If I'm not feeling good on a strong fast, I'm not going to go for a warrior fast. That would be crazy. That's like saying, okay, I can't bench press 150 pounds, so I'm going to throw 175 pounds on. Of course, I'm going to fail. Of course, it's going to cause pain and damage to my body. So we wouldn't want to do that here. So we want to master the stage before we move to the next stage. Once you master the warrior fast, then you may be interested in doing a 1 meal a day or a OMAD, right? There's a popular term, a lot of people are doing this when they're just eating 1 meal a day, okay? One, large meal. You're gonna eat more calories during that meal than you normally would. And it's always important when you are eating that you eat until you're fully satiated, okay? You're not trying to reduce calories. You're not trying to eat like a skimpy meal. You are trying to eat until you are fully satiated. That's important. That's how you get the benefits of fasting. We're not trying to calorie restrict. We're trying to eat till we're satiated. We're just restricting the amount of meals, And one other caveat I wanted to mention is when you begin with the simple fast and you're doing 12 hours, don't snack, just 3 meals a day, okay? Take out snacking, because snacking will cause more insulin release and will cause you to be more of a sugar burner, sugar craver, and it can be harder to fast. So when you first start, you do a simple fast, you do 3 meals, no snacks. Right? Then you move to the brunch fast, 14 hours, 3 meals, no snacks, okay? Then you move to a cycle fast, 3 days a week, where you're missing 1 meal, okay? So you're reducing the amount of meals you're consuming during the week, okay? You may notice that your meals, when you do eat, are a little bit larger, totally fine, totally normal. Then you go to the strong fast. You're missing one meal basically you're eating two to three meals in an 6 to 8 hour eating window, depending on what you feel like you need, okay? But you're going 16 hours without food. Then you go to the warrior fast, where you're consuming 1 to 2 meals in a 20 to 24 hour period, and then the 1 meal a day, right? Which you can do. There are other strategies like 1 day a week, doing just fasting one full day, right? Whether it's a full 24-hour day, or it's, you know, 1 full day and then up till, let's say, breakfast or lunch the next day, like a 36-hour fast. That would be another strategy, a more advanced strategy that you can then apply after you master an OMAD, okay? And so this is basically how you do it, how you progress. And so check out the PDF that goes with this, and that will help you understand more about how to progress with your intermittent fasting strategies. So I'll see you in the next video.